Most girls grow up hearing at least something nice about their looks, that they have pretty eyes, a cute smile, or at least potential. I grew up hearing none of that. Hi, my name is Olya, and this is the story of how being born wrong almost ruined my life, and how I survived something far worse than being ugly. From the very beginning, I was the opposite of what my mother wanted in a daughter. She was short, curvy, bright-eyed, a natural blonde, the kind of woman men stare at without meaning to. And I wasn't. I was tall in the wrong way, too skinny, too pale, too awkward. My limbs didn't seem to agree with each other. I walked like a baby deer on ice and could literally trip over my own shadow. My face had nothing remarkable on it except a big nose that I absolutely hated. I looked like a little spider wrapped in a ribbon. My mother made sure I didn't forget it. She had me at 17 after falling in love with her married college instructor. She imagined he would leave his wife for her, marry her, and raise a perfect little family. Instead, he paid her off and vanished from our lives. To this day, he still sends money, child support, guilt money, whatever, but he has never tried to meet me. Mom never said it out loud, but I knew my existence was an inconvenience, a reminder of the worst decision she ever made. We had nothing in common. She was the kind of woman who glowed in a room. I was the kind of girl people looked at and politely pretended not to notice. I think she wanted a beautiful daughter to parade around, a mini version of herself who would wear ruffled dresses, flirt with boys, and make her proud. Instead, she got me. By age 11, she already avoided walking next to me in public. She'd pretend she didn't know me if we ran into someone she wanted to impress. Later, she stopped choosing my clothes and just threw money at me. Buy whatever you want, just don't embarrass me. But I was an embarrassment, according to her. Every glance, every sigh, every turned-away face told me that. The only person who didn't treat me like a disappointment was Vika. Vika lived in the next building and was 3 years older than me. I still don't know why she decided to befriend a gloomy, insecure girl like me, but she did. And she became the older sister I never had. She taught me how to talk to people, how to handle my hair, how to dress so I didn't look like a ghost that escaped from a Victorian portrait. She helped me with homework, walked me home from school, and even defended me from bullies once. Without her, I'm not sure I would have made it through my teenage years. And then, when I was 16, something happened that I honestly believed would change my whole life. I met a boy, a real boy, older than me by 4 years. Charismatic, funny, strong, easygoing. He noticed me, the pale spider girl, and suddenly everything seemed possible. I didn't question why. I didn't question anything. It felt like a miracle that someone like him would choose someone like me. We dated for an entire year. We held hands, planned our future, talked about getting married the moment I turned 18. He said we'd move into a small apartment together. He kissed me like I mattered. He treated me like I was beautiful. For the first time, I wasn't invisible. And then, things started getting strange at home. My mom, who usually ignored me completely, suddenly became interested in our relationship. She would join us in the kitchen when he visited. She'd laugh too loudly at his jokes. She'd walk around the house in a short robe, half unbuttoned, like she forgot what modesty was. She touched my hair, stroked my cheek, and said loudly, "My little girl is so lucky to have such a handsome boyfriend." But she wasn't looking at me when she said it. She was looking at him. Then the errands began. "Olya, run to the store." I forgot milk. "Olya, take out the trash." "Olya, can you go fill out this form at the post office?" Always when he was there. Always leaving them alone. I didn't suspect anything. I was too young, too naive, too grateful for the attention I was finally getting. What could happen in 10 minutes, I thought. A lot, apparently. But back then, I still trusted my mother. I still trusted him. I still believed I finally had something good. The truth, the real truth, wouldn't crash into my life until my 17th birthday, and it would destroy everything. My 17th birthday was supposed to be perfect. My classes ended early, the weather was warm, and I was excited to get home and prepare everything before my boyfriend arrived. We planned a quiet evening, just us, cake, tea, stupid jokes. I practically ran up the stairs, smiling like an idiot. I opened the door quietly, wanting to surprise him if he was already there. Turns out, I was the one who got surprised. The instant I stepped into the hallway, I heard noises from the living room. Breathy giggles, soft laughter, something shifting on the couch. My first thought was innocent. Oh, maybe he's watching TV. But then I heard her voice. My mother. Laughing in a way I had never heard her laugh with me. Something icy slid down my spine. I walked toward the sound slowly, like in a nightmare where your legs don't move fast enough. The door to the living room was half closed. I pushed it open, and my entire world collapsed. There they were. My mother, my boyfriend, in each other's arms, on our couch, barely covered, touching, kissing, breathing into each other like lovers who couldn't get enough. The same couch where he and I had sat planning our future together. My birthday cake fell out of my hands and hit the floor. They both froze and looked at me, first shocked, then guilty, then annoyed. Annoyed, like I was the one interrupting them. My mother adjusted her robe lazily and said in the calmest voice, "Oh, you're home early." I couldn't speak. I couldn't breathe. It felt like someone had ripped out my heart with their bare hands. My boyfriend scrambled up, pulling on his shirt. "Olya, wait, I wanted to tell you," he stuttered, avoiding my eyes. "Your mom and we didn't want to hurt you, I swear." "Hurt me? Hurt me?" he continued, digging his own grave. I didn't know how to say it. "She asked me not to upset you." Asked him not to upset me while sleeping with my mother. I stared at him, numb, shaking, trying to understand the words coming out of his mouth. "I love her," he said finally. That sentence destroyed the last pieces of my sanity. Then my mother added the final stab. She stood up, tied her robe, and looked me straight in the eyes with icy disgust. "And honestly, sweetheart, what did you expect? A boy like him with an awkward girl like you? Be realistic. With your looks, it was charity he dated you at all." Charity. I was charity. My body reacted before my mind did. My legs ran. My hands grabbed the doorknob. My vision blurred. I don't remember leaving the apartment. I don't remember running down the stairs. I only remember the cold air hitting my face and the echo of her voice repeating, "Charity, charity, charity." I ran until my lungs burned, until my throat closed, until everything inside me felt empty. At some point, my thoughts turned dark. Not dramatic, not poetic, just dark. What's the point? What's left? If even my mother doesn't want me. My feet led me to the roof of our 9-story building. I don't know if I meant to jump or if I just wanted the pain to stop. I climbed the stairs, opened the metal door, and stepped onto the gravel. The city lights blurred through my tears. The wind pulled at my hair. My fingers shook. I stood at the edge and leaned forward, just a little. And then someone grabbed me from behind. "Olya." It was Vika. She wrapped her arms around me so tightly that I could barely breathe. She pulled me back, fell to her knees, and didn't let go. For the first time that night, I collapsed. Right there, in her arms, sobbing so violently I couldn't speak. She didn't ask what happened. She didn't force me to talk. She just held me and kept saying, I'm here, I'm not letting you go." That moment saved my life, literally. Over the next few days, I didn't leave her apartment. I didn't answer my phone, I didn't eat, I barely slept. My body felt empty, burned out, hollowed from the inside out. When I finally told Vika what I had seen, she didn't gasp. She didn't say, "No, that can't be true." She just clenched her jaw, cursed under her breath, and said, "Your mother is sick, not you." It took a year, a whole year, for me to start healing. For months, I couldn't look at another boy without feeling nausea. I avoided mirrors. I avoided people. I avoided myself. The betrayal didn't just break my heart. It shattered every piece of confidence I had left. But healing never looks pretty. It looks like dragging yourself out of the darkness 1 inch at a time. And that was just the beginning of my transformation. The thing about rock bottom is this. Once you hit it, you stop being afraid of falling. After the betrayal, after the rooftop, after the crying until my body physically couldn't anymore, something inside me shut off. I didn't feel anger. I didn't feel heartbreak. I didn't even feel sadness. Just emptiness. A blank, gray numbness. It was like my heart had burned out completely. But emptiness, I learned, can be rebuilt. Vika became my lifeline. She didn't let me disappear into depression. She didn't let me isolate myself. She dragged me, sometimes literally, back into the world in small, painful steps. One morning, she came over with a girl I had never met, a stylist friend of hers, tall, confident, the exact opposite of me. I was sitting on the couch in Vika's oversized hoodie, hair in a messy knot, eyes swollen from crying. The stylist tilted her head, looked at me for a long moment, then said, "You have a model's face." I actually laughed, out loud. "Please," I muttered, wiping my nose. "I look like a ghost." "Not a ghost," she said calmly. "A runway girl. Long lines, sharp angles, unusual proportions. Designers love that." Was she joking? Mocking me? Trying to make me feel better? But she wasn't smiling. She was analyzing me like a sculptor studying a block of marble. She told me to stand, then turn, then walk. Vika's eyes lit up as she watched. "Olya," she said softly, "you don't understand. You're not ugly. You're just not made for normal beauty. You're made for high fashion." Something shifted inside me that moment. Not a miracle, Not instant healing. Just a tiny spark, the first one since the night my world collapsed. Over the next weeks, they helped me piece myself back together. New clothes that actually fit my frame. Haircuts that made me look intentional instead of accidental. Photos from small practice shoots where, for the first time, I didn't hate my reflection. I began seeing myself through their eyes, not as a mistake, but as something unique, something that had value. Then came the big jump. A modeling agency Vika's friend knew was scouting new faces. She sent them my pictures secretly. I didn't even know until they called. They asked me to come in for an interview. I almost said no. In my mind, I was still the awkward spider girl with trembling knees and a too big nose. But Vika grabbed my shoulders and said, "You owe it to yourself to try." So I tried. The agency office was blindingly white, full of tall girls who looked like they were carved out of glass. I expected them to laugh at me the moment I walked in. They didn't. The director looked at me once, nodded, and said, "Turn to the side." I did. "Walk." I did. "Come tomorrow for test shots." That was it. I got signed the same week. And suddenly my life became something I'd never imagined. Fittings, runways, rehearsals, castings, travel. Designers loved my body. The long lines, the angles, the alien elegance, as one photographer called it. For the first time, my awkwardness wasn't a flaw. It was my power. I learned to pose, to walk, to carry myself like I belonged in my own skin. I wasn't pretending anymore. I was becoming the version of myself I never knew existed. And while my life moved upward, my past stayed exactly where it belonged, behind me. I blocked my mother's number. I never went back home. My father was a ghost, had always been one, so he didn't matter. As for my mother, I didn't want revenge. I didn't need it. But karma did its job anyway. I heard from mutual acquaintances that she married my ex, the same boy she stole from her own daughter. They said he didn't work, drained her financially, and even hit her once. They said she aged fast, lost her glow, became bitter and tired. When I saw her once, by accident, on a crowded street, she didn't even notice me. She walked past, thinner, duller, the sparkle gone. Her beauty, the thing she worshipped most, had slipped through her fingers. I felt nothing, not anger, not triumph, just nothing, because she no longer had power over me. I was building my own life, without her, without him, without the pain they left behind. I finished school. I continued modeling. I surrounded myself with the people who actually cared. Vika stayed my closest friend. No, my real family. She taught me what love looks like when it's healthy, not manipulative. And me? I finally became someone I was proud of. Someone who survived. Someone who refused to break. And if my story means anything, if anyone out there listening has gone through something similar, here's what I want you to know. You are not defined by who hurt you. You are not defined by the people who failed you. You are not defined by the ones who couldn't see your worth. Sometimes the deepest heartbreak pushes you onto the path you were meant to walk. Sometimes the people who betray you are the ones who accidentally set you free. And no matter how dark it feels, no mother, no boy, no broken past is worth your life. You deserve better. You deserve peace. You deserve love that doesn't destroy you. And the right people will find you. Once you stop holding on to the wrong ones,